Now, I work in the media, and I've done freelancing quite a bit. I've worked for a couple of different companies. And one thing that always quite surprises me is marketing. And there's a thing in marketing which always says, it doesn't matter what publicity you get. It can be good publicity or bad publicity. It's always good. There's no such thing as, basically, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Took me a while to get to that point, but never mind. Anyway, all so far I have heard for the criticisms of GTA, and you look at all these arguments that be coming out, what have they all been? Recently you've had Freddie Wong come out and say, oh, I bet people target females more. Oh, I find, this game to particularly sexist. I hate the fact that, people can women get attacked more on GTA. And yet, it's all focused on GTA 5. Now, I haven't played the game yet because, believe it or not, I'm not a fan of the GTA series. Shock horror. However, as you can see in the background, I am a fan of the Elder Scrolls series, particularly Skyrim. And it's kind of funny, really, because think about it. What's the one thing you can do in Skyrim? Everyone in Skyrim, in an NPC, is pretty much fair game. Now, those of you who may be aware, there are women in Skyrim. And surprisingly, one of the things you can do to women, if you want, is you can get your axe, and you can kill them, and then rob them, and then strip them bare if you want to. Now, that's pretty much from one of the levels of, what some people have been saying you can do in, GTA 5. You can, kill a prostitute, get your money back, and then, set them on fire. What's the difference between that and what you can do in Skyrim? There's no difference at all. And yet, people are taking advantage of the fact because it just happens to be the big, huge game at the moment. Yet, when Skyrim was released, I didn't hear a peep from people saying stuff like that. People have such selective... And again, go back to, Saints Row. I do not think I remember a single comment of the same thing that people are saying about... in the same... what people are saying about GTA 5. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there wasn't anyone saying that. So, it's not a marketing ploy, but people are certainly using it to the advantage, because whenever something bad happens, there always has to be a scapegoat. At one point it was books, movies, music, and now it's video games. Video games are now the scapegoat. And of course, the one thing that every single doesn't matter what you are, anti-violence, anti-sex, anti-animal cruelty, anti-men, anti-women, whatever, video games seem to be almost the buffet that keeps on giving, that they keep on going to. Yet, as they've so tried to virulently prove in the past, there is no link between playing, violent video games that will have a link to on you in real life. I've played Skyrim God knows how many times, yet, you don't see me picking up a two-handed axe and, going down in Barnsley, decapitating people and then looting their bodies. So basically that buffet is an invisible buffet that no matter what they try and, seduce you with, the food's always going to be invisible. And unfortunately, that is the point, and that's just the thing that I just can't seem to understand sometimes. There's no link, but people keep on shouting. And I think it's the very case of sometimes people with the loudest voice get heard the most. And I think it comes to a point where it doesn't matter whether you're right or you're wrong, people will listen to you. And sometimes you can have a big following, sometimes you can have a small following. And sometimes those groups can affect society, sometimes they don't, sometimes they're just a vocal minority, and in reality they've done nothing. You know, since we're talking gaming, the big thing at gaming at the moment, well, gaming for the moment has been probably since 2012 has been the whole Anita Sarkeesian thing. Now, I've tried not to comment on it because when she's done all the videos, I want to do a long video explaining how terrible this has all been, and basically hopefully finally put it all to bed, because I want to listen to everything she says before I pass comment on her work and what, you know, this effect this will have for the industry, because it won't have an effect, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But so long as people keep on shouting, people will keep on listening. And, you know, I think it comes into people that, you know, people have world views, and if people are speaking, you know, if people like the way someone talks, then they're going to support that person. So I think that's what comes down to it, really, although I don't think I've made very much sense in this video. Anyway, I want to get back to playing Skyrim. And I'm going to kill that preacher as well.